like the boys in the band. She says that I'm her all-time favorite.
Seven here. In this video, I'll show you how to do the "She Likes the Boy in the Band" TikTok trend. Now, we'll be using CapCut to do this, and it is a bit technical, so pay keen attention to what I'm doing in order to hop onto this trend. I'll try to make it as short as possible. So here we have a template. Well, shout out to Zoka for creating this template. It basically outlines what should be done and where you should put each of these elements on your timeline. Now, as you can see, when you're making the final selection, it's around 4 seconds. So everything we are going to do is before the 4-second mark. So let's go back and let's start a new project. So first things first, you would need to have a background video or an image of what you'd be putting in the background. So I'll be using this as my background. So let me add this, and we'll be creating a square video. So select format. So from here, select format and select 1 by 1. So now we need to tap on the original video and let's just zoom it in a bit so it matches up. As you can see, we have it here. We only need it to be around 15 seconds, so we could delete this portion of the video. So let's delete. Okay, so now that we have our background selected, we need to add our images as overlay. So click on overlay, add overlay, and for this, the person who you're going to select as your main person, you should ensure that that person is in the middle. So let's go on photos and let's select our individuals here. I'm going to be using members of the BTS group. So click on edit, and you need to crop 9:16 aspect ratio. Let me zoom out a bit and let's do just that. So you need to align these properly. So you need to align one to the left, one in the center, and one to the right. Alright, so now that you have all the members added to your timeline, as you can see here, we have all the members of the group on our timeline. So let me zoom this out, and I'm going to move each of these to 4 seconds because that is where you're going to make the selection. So let's move them to 4 seconds. Okay, good. Okay, so after we've added the members, let's export this video. Or let me go back. Let me export it in 1080. And let me change the frame rate to 30. So let's click on new project. Add the video we just created. So now we have all 3 members here on our video clip. So what you need to do is to add keyframes in between. So here, let's tap on the video clip and let's add keyframes. So we'll need to add 3 keyframes. Okay, and everything needs to be done before 4 seconds. So for the first keyframe, we need to zoom in on the first person. So this is for the first keyframe. The next keyframe, we need to zoom in on the second person. The third keyframe, the third person. Okay, so let's see how that looks. All right, let's see. Okay, we could add an original keyframe here and just put it at the normal size. Alright, so that is looking good so far. So between the keyframe, you would need to tap on graphs. So on the keyframe, go all the way over to graphs and select an ease in. You could use ease in 2 or ease in 3, whichever one floats your boat. So select ease in. Between this keyframe, click on graph, select ease in as well. Okay, so now that we have all the members around this marker, you need for it to zoom back out. So out here, we need to add a next keyframe, and let's just fit this to the screen. Alright, so once that is done, let's see. Okay, good. So around the 4-second mark, remember this is where I said you would pick the person who you'd want. So we could add the overlay. And usually when I'm working on these, I would like to add the text last. So let's add the person who we are going to pick. I don't think we need to crop this. You could if you want. So let's just leave it at that for now. Then you could even add a transition, or you could add animation onto this. So let's add an animation. Let's add an in animation. We could add shake effect. Okay, so that is looking quite good. And then right after the person's images has been displayed, you would need to add the rest of video footage for that individual. So let me add the audio. I'm going to add the audio to this, and I'm going to extract it from the default video. Now I'm going to leave a link in the description where you could get the audio from. Okay, so the reason why I did that, why I added the audio, was to see exactly where I needed to end this video clip. So let me split this, delete, and then this is where you'd begin to add other videos of the person who you chose. So I'm going to add some video footage, and this goes all the way up to 15 seconds. So you need to make these footage short. So as I've said, after you've added the keyframes on the timeline, now this is the most important part of it. You need to add the 3 keyframes where you're zooming in on each individual, and then you'd need to zoom back out with the final keyframe. And then here at 4 seconds, alright, so let's add our text. We could add it in any color, any format you'd like. I think I like this glitch effect, so I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to leave it in white just for the purpose of this video. So let me zoom it out a bit. And you need the text to be around here, right before this image pops up. So around here. Right, so let's give it a play. Okay, so it's looking quite good. So we could do a few more things to this. For here, we could add a transition between this video. So we could add a simple transition just to give it a little more pop in its, So we could add, okay, so let's add that one. Okay, so good. So after you've done this, the entire thing should be 15 seconds. Then you'd simply export and share. So let me give a rundown of it one more time. You need to add the keyframes. So you need 5 keyframes on this original 8-second clip, which you'd export at first. So as you can see, we have 5 keyframes. We need to add the graphs in between, ease in and ease out, or ease in graph. And then it's as simple as that. Add the person who you are selecting to the center, and boom, you're done. Export. I normally export in 1080 60 frames per second, and then we're basically done with this trend. I hope this video was helpful. I'll leave further instructions in the description of this video so you could follow along, and I'll also provide the audio file for you to download. So thank you guys for watching. If you like TikTok trends and would like to keep up to date with all the editing trends, feel free to subscribe, leave a like on this video. It helps with the algorithm. Thank you guys for watching. Hacker 007 out.